going on, everyone? Welcome back to Wars of the Stars, episode number 62. Today, finally, we get a Moon Knight episode 1 review. We're finally back to reviewing live action content. It's been since what? The Book of Boba Fett? We had the Batman, obviously, but for a show, we haven't had in about 6 weeks. So it's
Hey
exciting to
guys,
actually be talking about
we're gonna be the next
stuff.
6 weeks. We're gonna be talking about Batman. I'm
Yes.
sorry, Moon Knight.
Yes. Yes. Yeah. Which is something, I'm sure we'll get into, but we were supposed to watch. We're terrible at this, by the way. So baseball just started for me this week or the last couple of weeks. So I'm tired. I'm exhausted from working out and stuff. I like to go to bed early. I'm an early type of person. Get up early. I got up at 2:50. I closed my eyes, got back up at 2:58. Started the episode. I totally forgot. Alex and I were supposed to watch it. This is my first time I've ever done this. Alex is famous for not showing up, not letting me know. It's just Alex's thing. So I'm kind of pissed that I made myself do this. Next week, though. Next week, it's finally gonna happen. Third time's the charm.
Maybe. I
Third
hope.
time's the charm.
I hope.
But I've done enough talking. Alex, how you doing, my man? It's been a little bit.
Has it been a little bit?
It was a week.
A week.
I mean, we usually talk more than once a week, but since we're so busy, both of us, we haven't talked much.
My dog. My brother's trying to train his dog with button training, and you can hear the buzzing in the background. So I'm so sorry if you can hear that.
Yeah.
But yeah, I've been fine. I've been working on trying not to drop it. I've been working on a project.
It's really nice, man. It's really nice.
Yeah, I'm proud of it. God, that button is so annoying. Can you hear it?
I can hear it. Yeah.
Yeah, that's basically it for me. Just been working on the helmet.
Awesome. So obviously we're gonna talk about Moon Knight. I think we're also gonna touch on the Joker deleted scene that released, of course, Thursday, because everything releases on the Thursday, a day after our show. We'll talk about the Nova project that's seemingly in the works at Marvel Studios. Jesus Christ. I'm getting notifications from my baseball group chat right now on iMessage, so it's like irritating the piss out of me because everybody's got to type something. Love those guys, but it's annoying me right now. Yeah, so we'll talk about that. Alex wanted to touch on, for question of the week, the whole Ezra Miller drama. Well, I wouldn't even just call it drama. I think it's, did he just leave? He really just left. Wow, that's unreal. Wow. That's unreal. He didn't want to hear me talk. Oh man, that's terrible. That's terrible. That's terrible.
I'm sorry.
That's terrible, man.
Okay.
I was doing the whole spiel and he left when I was about to let him go.
But I got my laptop that I was using before.
That's terrible.
And I'm getting you and I'm getting used to the two monitor setup again. And I tried to close out of a tab and accidentally closed it.
I was about to say what was your question of the week? We won't answer it now, but what was the topic you wanted to discuss?
What is the future of the DCEU and the Flash movie as a whole, with the whole Ezra Miller situation that just happened the other day?
Yeah, it's obviously seems like a repeated pattern, right? With him being just like, wasn't
really
the lady
aggressive.
doing like karaoke? Wasn't she like?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. But yeah, let's get right into it. Alex, give sum your thoughts up. Give a score. Give a rating for Moon Knight episode 1.
Oof. I don't know. Moon Knight, to me, I don't know. I was excited for Moon Knight. I still am excited for Moon Knight, and it was a really good episode. I'd say it was my Oh, I don't know. I'm just not a big fan of the Marvel premieres. like, I can't name a premiere that stood out that much for me. WandaVision's was
Okay.
okay. Falcon and the Winter Soldiers was okay. Loki's was okay.
Yeah.
Um, what was the other? What If? Hawkeye. Okay. I like this one. I thought it really like set up the story, but I think the problem that Moon Knight had, an unforeseen consequence of Moon Knight, was that the trailers gave away almost every major shot in this first episode.
Well, it obviously gave away the money shot at the end with
Yeah.
Mark Spector and Moon Knight. Um, so I saw. So what would you rate it? I guess
Mm, mm, mm. A
you
7
could
out of
think about
10.
it. I would give it. I really loved it. I'd give it like a solid 8. Like I put it on like the level of the Book of Boba Fett premiere. I gave that an 8. I know it's two different things and two
Yeah.
different story structures, but I'd give it a really, really strong 8, probably closer to an 8.25.
Mm,
Um, I loved it. What I really appreciated about it is just how different it is.
mm.
Obviously, with the MCU, right, we get into the problem that it's very formulaic. It has its formula. I'm sure this is going to have the MCU formula, but it's going to be a different twist on it. I mean, right away. I mean, that opening shot with the open scene with Ethan Hawke.
Oh,
I was
oh,
so
made
confused.
me
Um,
cringe so bad. I was like, oh,
um, Obviously, I
glass.
really like how this show is tackling religion, specifically the Egyptian
Yeah.
culture and religion with Ahmed and her avatars. I believe it's a her, right? Am I correct about that?
Emmett. Or,
Ahmed,
yeah,
yeah,
Emmett.
Ahmed, yeah. It's
It's not,
Ammit.
it's
Um,
E. It's an E, but it's pronounced as an A. I don't know why.
yeah. So that's a whole really interesting story. Obviously, got Khonshu. I think Khonshu's relationship with Steven's got to be one of the
Dude,
funniest things
I
ever.
was not expecting it to be a fucking Venom and Eddie relationship. Ah, this stupid one took back over.
Did he just
Oh.
throw the gun?
My favorite thing though is like anytime when I think about what Conchi said, I want to say it how Venom would say it,
Right, but it's not.
but it's not because again you want to say like, did he just fucking throw the gun? But
Yeah.
no, it's just like, did he just throw the gun? He says it so disappointed versus
And then he's
Venom who
like,
would have said
"Oh,
it
you
like,
parasite. You
yeah.
parasite."
I love how Conchi just bullies
Steven,
Steven,
yeah.
which is so sad. Poor Steven.
No, actually, like generally this episode, I felt so
Yeah,
bad, bro. This guy
yeah,
Steven Gray, bro. He would be a guy like you wouldn't be
yeah.
friends with necessarily, but you'd be like, yeah, I want to have the vibes that that person has.
Oh my
Just
god! But
such a
this,
nice guy.
yeah, this episode had one of my favorite effects of the MCU, which is him when he fades into either Moon Knight, Mark, or Mister Knight. It's just him.
And they would do
Just
this,
the yeah. It looked like that man was having an epileptic seizure, and then
and
he
then
just
the
wakes
after
up,
shots.
blood all
Yeah,
over his hands. Like I hope we get to see what happened when he turns into them.
I think we will, because there is a shot in the trailer that we see of him falling, right? We
Yeah,
see him falling off that cliff that's similar to the one that he fell off of,
yeah.
we think. But my thing is like, I am like, I've been theorizing. So that girl he goes on a date with, I think that's supposed to be Mark going on a date,
Yeah.
because he's a vegan, obviously. So why would he choose a steakhouse to go to? It's very odd to me because, like, if you look, the Rubik's Cube is also solved
Mm.
when he gets back. Um, the table is obviously moved. My thing is like, it seems like Mark, we would say, is the superior being, right? The superior personality, obviously. But it's almost like he was born Mark Spector, and then something happened, and then now, like, he's got this Steven thing.
Well,
I don't know. It's really confusing because I don't think he's had this identity disorder for the whole like his whole life. I think it's like a
yeah,
very recent thing that happened probably after he became Moon Knight itself, which is another
yeah.
thing I want to ask you. Do you think we get his origins of becoming Moon Knight, or do you think he's been Moon Knight for
Oh,
some period of time now?
I think we're gonna see. I think we're gonna. Sorry, brother's screaming like he's being murdered in the other room. I think. I think we're gonna see how. I think we'll see how he became it. I think like. I think they'll probably go back into maybe his past and see it. Uh, but I don't know. I want to know how he did it. I want to see if they'll adapt it like he did the comics. Um, but yeah, I want to see him. I want to see if this was a Stephen Mark thing from the beginning or what.
What do you think it was? Do you think it was a Stephen Mark thing from the beginning, or do you think
Yeah,
you
I think they'll
do you
stick
think
have to.
so?
I think they'll stick to him as, like he was in the comics because that's how he was before he became Moon Knight. He had this DID.
Yeah, I really think that whatever happened to Mark. So obviously Mark was they're going with the same storyline that he was special forces, right? He's in the military,
Mercenary.
mercenary. Um, and Ethan Hawke's character, what is his name's Arthur, right?
Arthur
Hawking.
Hawking. Yeah,
By the way, really weird villain.
yeah.
I like.
His powers don't make sense. Hold on, trying to.
I'm more so curious about him, right? Like he's got the balance beam thing tattooed on him, right?
Yeah.
How does he have the powers of Ahmed? Ahmed. Emmett. Ahmed.
Oh no.
How does he
Even.
have those powers and why did
Oh,
obviously
Arthur Harrow. Sorry.
Haro, yeah, that's right. So I believe in the comics, my man Heavy Spoilers talked about this, Paul. Scientist who did a bunch of experiments. So this time they're going with the religion thing. And obviously that, first scene obviously had a lot of religious allegories, I guess you would call them, analogies, allegories, whatever. Where obviously put his finger in water, almost like a purification thing. Glass on his
Yeah.
feet,
Yeah.
almost
Well,
like an idea of like atoning
dude,
for his sins.
made me
Uh,
cringe. Don't even.
I was just like, okay, interesting,
I don't
interesting.
know. I'm sorry to say this, but there has not been a good TV show villain for Marvel,
Yeah,
and I'm
I
afraid that Arthur Harrow is gonna fall into that too.
no, I disagree because it doesn't fall into the same formula that the other ones had done.
Eh,
Uh,
I don't know, because
you're
because
introduced to him right away.
yeah, and I think that's the big thing is that it wasn't a shock villain. This wasn't an Agatha Harkness or a Flag Smashers weren't really surprise villains. They were kind of thrown at you in the first episode
They
too,
were
but
kind of, but they were just bad villains. They didn't have anything
they
that you
they
really cared
weren't
about.
they weren't
They
bad
weren't
villains.
compelling.
They
They
were
weren't
just
compelling.
they weren't bad villains. They were bad period villains period.
Yeah, they just weren't compelling.
No.
Um,
And then Kang or He Who Remains from the
awesome
Shadows,
villain, but it's like it just got a monologue from him for
and
30 minutes.
then Ultimate or Infinite Ultron.
Great villain, but it's a different type of show. So it's
Yeah.
like
And then Kingpin.
probably the worst version of Kingpin we've gotten. I would say. With Daredevil, he's way better in Daredevil.
I mean, from Vincent D'Onofrio, yeah, but
Oh yeah, well that's what I meant. But
oh yeah.
uh
And then yeah, that was really it. So I'm happy that they changed it up. They show us from him immediate he is a threat. He killed that poor innocent lady.
well, it's like what like what is he trying? My whole thing is what is he trying to do?
I don't know. I don't know if it's a thing that he's like trying to um if he's trying to take over like like the world through this religion. Because
So
the idea that it gets for me is the Guardians of the Galaxy game. Because something happens in there that's very similar to this, where it's this very religious figure tries to like put in his religion by showing you alternate things that could have happened. So like in the game you play a Star Lord, and in the game you see his mom, you see Meredith die, and so
hmm.
it shows you, oh, what if Meredith didn't actually die, and you can live your entire life with her as if nothing happened, but it's not real. And I think maybe not to the same degree as that, but he's trying to make people attest for their sins.
So my whole thing is like, and the reason he needs that uh that orb thingy, right? That Mark has,
Yeah.
or Steven. So my whole thing is like he talks about how if Ahmed lived and wasn't killed by his avatars, that he is the she or he? I'm so just
Amet or
Ahmed, the god
it's a she? It's a goddess.
goddess. If she was able to live, he talked about how no massacres wouldn't happen, Hitler would have never happened, right? Because
Yeah.
this goddess obviously had the power to to judge people, not just about the past, the present, but also the future. And we obviously get that with the older lady, where the balance was really weird scene,
Yeah.
where the scales tip,
Yeah.
and she gets killed essentially. Like, I don't know
It
how does
looks
that
like
work?
it looks like her like life gets sucked out of her. I don't know.
Something like a mummification, right? I'm guessing something
Something
like
probably
that.
probably something similar to that to be the whole Egyptian theme. But
Right. It's just like
yeah. I'm sorry by the way if I'm looking off to the side. I found my new printer I'm gonna buy, and I found it for dummy cheap. So I'm like distracted. Sorry.
so
Let me close that tab. Just focus on you.
so I mean, what I really appreciate about this show is it's a really good character study. And it was kind of what I said in my preview video. It'd be about Steven trying to figure out who the hell Mark is.
Yeah.
Because it definitely seems like why I say Mark is the superior person and is the original, like he is actually Mark Spector, like Stephen Grant
Yeah.
is came along at some other point.
Yeah.
Is the fact that Steven has no idea who Mark is, but Mark has an idea of who Steven is. Because
Yeah.
when they have that conversation in the mirror at the end of the episode, it's like, let me take over your body. Let me help. Let me help.
Yeah. But you know, it's another thing to me is now I wonder because he talks about how, oh, let me save us. So my thing is technically, are there only two identities with Mark and Steven, but Mark has access to Moon Knight and Mr. Knight?
I think so.
Because we see in a trailer, we see him in the Moon Knight suit with the hood removed.
Hmm.
So um
So
that's my thing, is like, is it now only two identities or is it still four identities?
yeah, so I don't think so. Well, I think obviously Mark is the only one that can control Moon Knight because just by the way it was illustrated, it looked like Mark just when Mark came about, he went right
Yeah.
into the suit, which makes me wonder when he fought Ethan Hawke's, gang or whatever, his entourage, he transformed into the suit right then?
Yeah,
Or no?
it's a thing to me though that it's just like, why would he allow, or I don't know if it's like during the car chase. I don't think it was a thing that he allowed Steven to take back over, but it's like, I don't know. Cuz to me it's like, who's in control?
Right. I
It
don't think
is
any of them are.
is well, no, it's a thing like, is Steven in control cuz he allows Mark to take over? So could that theoretically mean that Mark would have to allow Steven to take back over?
Right. But why would Mark allow
But
Steven to take
but
back
yeah,
over?
why would Mark ever allow him to do that if he knows how to control Moon Knight and presumably Mr. Knight?
Yeah, it's a really interesting mystery because Steven obviously talks with the English accent, so and that lady that he calls, Mark, who's friends with Mark, presumably, is like, why do you have an English? So it's like what exactly, like, I'm really compelled by it because it's a really
Yeah,
interesting story device. Like, again, to go back to what I was saying earlier, first off, it's does a good job of touching on not just Egyptian culture and religion as it is, but it does a good job of touching on religion. We've never really had, like, I mean, there's been elements of religion with every villains, right? Because, religion forms your ideological opinions. But this is like a straight out religious cult. I don't
yeah,
feel like we've had that in Marvel yet.
no, yeah,
And then we have the supernatural figure that has a dissociative identity disorder, which I think it's done a good job of touching on mental illness. I
yeah,
feel so bad. You mentioned this. I feel so bad for Stephen Gray. My guy had a date and everything, showed up 2 days late. My guy can't even sleep in his bed, bro. He has to have an ankle chain on him. He has to
yeah.
tape his door. He has to have two locks.
Well, I think because you have to think he's taping it with masking tape, like blue masking tape. I
Right.
definitely think it's a thing that like if he ever wakes up and he's in his room and he notices the tape is messed up, or because he also has a sand thing around his bed so he can track
Right.
his footsteps.
Yep.
Um, so it's like, yeah, man can't even get a break because like uh, I was just thinking about it. I don't think Mark and Steven were connected from the beginning because the girl on that phone call is like, I've been worrying about you for months. Like, where you been?
Mm-hmm.
So I think this can. I think Steven was a thing after the fact. But you also would think like, how would how would nobody tell him that his name is Mark? Because you would think they would be able to like ID him.
Yeah. How would you, like, yeah, through passports and stuff and calling people, you would figure out where they were. Like, Mark Spector would be a missing person at this point.
Yeah,
It's really odd to me. So my working theory is now is kind of they're gonna go with the comic idea, I think, because I believe when he was on a mission in Egypt and he was almost killed, I think they might go that route, and Khonshu
yeah.
saved them.
I think it's gonna be a thing because Arthur Harrow, he seemed like he knew who he was when he first met
Right.
him, and so I think it's gonna be a thing that when he became, or when Moon Knight took, or when Khonshu and Moon Knight took over, he was there when it happened, and
Mm.
and Moon Knight took over Mark so that he could stop Arthur.
You know that scene that we see in the featurette with the purple stick
Oh
that he
yeah,
has?
maybe
That's what I
that's what's
think it is
yeah,
because he has that his girlfriend with him. I think Mark
yeah,
at that time, and I
and I
think that's the
think
girl that was
you
trying to call him.
you know that yeah, it is. You know that shot that where Mr. Knight and Khonshu are in that purple thing and they're like, I don't know, it looks like they're waving at
Yeah, yeah,
something.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Maybe that's from like the finale when they're
Maybe.
fighting him.
So, do we think this story is gonna work backwards, or do you think it's gonna go back and forth? I feel like
I
it's
think
gonna
it'll
go
go
back
back
and
and
forth.
forth. I think it's gonna. I think we're gonna go forward, and then we're gonna see a little bit of how he became Moon Knight and whatnot. Like, still though, it's like we know that Steven's gonna take back over soon because of that thing when he looks in the mirrors and kicks the mirror in.
Yeah,
But it's just like, oh my god! I was looking at some of the trailers. You have to think Moon Knight has infinite crescent blades on him. They don't stop because he can take multiple out,
yeah.
which is just crazy. Could you imagine being able to just have an infinite of something coming out of your chest? If you could have an infinite of something coming out of your chest, Drew, what would it be?
Bullets.
Bullets.
Just have everything load up, boom, boom.
Oh my gosh. I thought you would say money.
Or blades. Oh, I thought you were talking about in the sense of fighting. Yeah, but like
Oh, uh, then yeah, practical or fighting, whichever one.
practically, yeah, money. Just
Yeah,
infinite, always coming out. Just an ATM in your chest.
yeah. Oh hey,
Uh,
you want $100? Go ahead and take it from my chest, right there.
um, yeah, man, Stephen Grant, bro. Imagine you. So also, somebody pointed out, a couple people I saw. he's always tired, right? It just lends credence to the idea that it's Mark that takes over at night.
Well, you gotta also think he can't tell between his waking life and dreams. Which no,
So,
that was such a trippy sequence, by the way. When he
yes.
wakes up and you're just like, damn, I can't tell the waking from when I'm awake or when I'm dreaming. Then
So, what I think happened was when he tries to stay awake, he somehow snapped into Mark. He somehow got to Germany,
hmm.
where this town seems to be, in the middle of the night. Do we? That doesn't make sense though. That's how I worked it out in my head though. And then before the day was over, he got back
I don't know.
into
I
his
think I
bed
think maybe what
because I
he
think it also what happens is that event where he goes to Germany is over a course of a couple days because he misses a couple of days because of the date. He was supposed to
yeah
have the date on Friday and he had went on Sunday, so he was Mark for a couple of days. And then he went back and forth from Mark and Steven. By the way, that's terrifying. Imagine, like, I felt so bad for my guy. My guy's like, "Oh, what just happened? Oh, I have blood in my hands. This wasn't me. This wasn't
yeah.
me. Not
Could
me."
you literally imagine though, just waking up and you just notice that four bodies are beat to a pulp around you with blood all over your hands?
It's like, "Oh, sorry." He's like, he's so funny. That's he's like, "Sorry, I made you a little mad. Sorry, I'm gonna go."
Yeah. My thing also though, what I actually really like is that this show is a violent show. Like
Oh, it
straight
doesn't
up.
hold back.
It's not, of course, it's not to the level of Daredevil, but still, I mean, for Disney Plus, I mean, shit. Which, like, I gotta ask you, if you think,
I've
if
never
like,
seen that much blood on a character's hand in the MCU. I was like, damn, they
let's
really.
say, let's say this, okay? Let's say if they could release this show, like, let's say they brought Daredevil onto Disney Plus before they did the show, like years ago,
Hmm.
um, with the whole new parental thing where you have to be, where your account has to be approved to watch it. Do you think they would go over the top with the violence, like Daredevil levels?
I think again, it's all really dependent on the character and does it like violence for the sake of violence is just not it's not good storytelling.
No.
If it works, it works. Like I don't need to see like Moon Knight just beat the shit out of everyone and blood on the ground. That's cool. Like once and every while, right? I'm not gonna be here and say no, that's not cool.
Yeah.
But like for story purposes, just like it doesn't bother me. Like for example, like even this first episode, Alex, what would you say? Like, what would be your cutoff age for showing a kid this episode? Probably what 12, 11, 10?
Yeah, around that age.
Because there's no like
There's no
real
up.
violence.
Yeah, there's no like upbeat like you don't see him beating the shit out of a
There's
human.
insinuated violence, basically. I
Yes.
think we eventually see it. Eventually
Oh,
see what happens.
yeah. Because I mean, we see how good of a fighter he is in the trailers. So
Yeah, I mean, we see obviously at the end of the episode he beats the pulp out of
tree.
a jackal, an avatar.
It looks like a tree. Oh my god, the Avatar joke in this episode.
Oh my! I love that movie.
Yeah, I love that movie.
By the way, I thought his accent was good,
No, I've seen a lot of British people not like it.
but I think that's
Oh,
the whole point.
yeah, I think though, like people were saying, like people from Britain were like, yeah, his accent is definitely like if you just like studied a bunch of British people talking, but you didn't know what words were from what like different parts of
Hmm.
Britain. So he was just saying stuff that just like sounded British. Like, later, Gator.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I'm gonna start saying
Uh,
that whenever we're done with this, instead of our normal outro, we're gonna say later, Gators.
Later, Gators. Yeah. That's good. That's funny. Yeah, I saw some people like again. The first time I watched it, like I have a hard time like understanding. Like I've taken Spanish, and I have an easier time understanding that sometimes than they do British people when they speak English. It's really weird. Like I have a hard time picking up on it.
A
Don't
bottle
tell
of
me.
water.
Yeah, don't tell me I'm crazy. don't tell me I was the only one who had a hard time at some points being like, "What did they just say?"
Yeah. Look, I just want to hear him say, "Can I get a bottle of water?"
Yeah,
Sorry, British people, but
I thought he was fine. I know British
yeah,
people were a
it
little
was
upset.
okay.
Saw some complaint about the CGI with
Where do we
the
wait?
truck scene.
I didn't notice anything
I didn't
bad.
even notice it.
Every
I don't.
time, people mention like on TikTok that there is bad CGI and stuff, like the Black Widow thing with Yelena on Dracov's
Yeah,
thing.
it's not
I never noticed it when I first watched it.
it's not noticeable.
Like it's look, CGI is gonna look bad if you're looking for it to be bad.
Right, right.
That's how that works
I
because
mean, if you
it's not
look
real.
like take any movie, like especially now, let's just use George's prequels. I could take literally any shot of the Phantom Menace and depict it down
It's
to a pulp
CGI, yeah.
of how
Like
bad it is.
my other thing was like that I saw a lot of people nitpicking about was that scene in No Way Home with Flash Thompson when he finds
Who
out
cares? I
Peter's.
didn't notice it. It's just
I never noticed
you
that it was
literally
green
took a
screen.
still frame from a shot, just a still frame from a shot, and
Yeah,
said, "That look at that $1 million budget," and it looks like it's like,
yeah.
come on, dudes,
I literally
come on.
whenever the two or no the three times I've watched it now before someone pointed something out, I never noticed it was bad. Like if you would have told me that he wasn't on set recording those things, I would have said you were lying.
Wow. So let's go back to
Back to Batman. So
back to the Batman. Uh, so I mean, where do you think it goes? Because this is really first off, there's really not a lot to talk about with this first episode, except the fact that he is
yeah.
trying to find out who Mark Spector is. Now, I think the next couple episodes, or maybe by the end of episode 2, he finally unlocks the mystery, or episode 3, and then I think towards the end of the show, like Mark is fully in control, but he consciously can morph
I
and
was gonna
change
say,
his alias anytime,
do you think
change his
we're gonna?
persona.
I would say, do you think we're gonna get a We Are Groot situation? We are Moonknight. Oh
Where
no,
they are
we are Venom thing.
uh
Like how he'll go, we are Moonknight, and just show out Mark's or Steven.
the idiot's back.
Oh God, idiot's back. I
Did he
did
just
not.
throw the gun? I did
I'm
not
telling
expect
you.
Khonshu to be this funny comic. I was like,
No,
okay.
I didn't either. He's literally in every trailer that he's in. He is shown to be this scary ass guy who Steven is
Birdman. Birdman.
mortified by. Anytime he sees him, he goes into a panic. But no, he's Venom. he's
He's
he's just
Venom.
Venom. He's Venom
Uh,
but better. Venom but better.
you're not going to hand that to him.
Yeah, I'm not going to hand that to him.
Run,
It's weird
run,
because
you idiot.
you would think that you would hear Mark, not Khonshu.
Right, but
But
you hear it's
well,
really weird,
let
man.
me ask you: do you think it's Khonshu talking, or do you think it's Moon Knight talking?
It's Khonshu. So my thing is like Mark obviously has a relationship with Khonshu because that's the way he can become Moon Knight.
Mm-hmm.
Mark can't talk to Steven, but
Yeah,
Khonshu can because
yeah,
Khonshu is like possesses the body of
yeah.
Mark, if that makes any sense.
Yep.
But Khonshu, I'm still so confused about how. So it seems every time Steven changes is when he's in trouble or it's night.
Yeah, that's what it looks like. It looks like whenever he can detect his body is in like potential trouble, or whenever his body's like really calm.
Yeah, yeah. He'll. So my thing with Mark is like, is it the opposite with Mark? Is it when it's he's when it becomes light out, turns back
Maybe,
into Steven? And then
maybe.
does he also, when he goes back into the apartment, Mark, he must know Steven's routine, so he must do the same thing, right?
Yeah, or what I think he might do is he might like try to put stuff back to when Steven was in control
Right.
so that it
But
seems
sometimes he doesn't remember everything because the
yeah,
goldfish.
yeah.
Uh,
Oh my god, that scene was amazing.
yeah.
That was not two fins last time. That poor lady was like,
You were
if
here
you want to,
yesterday.
yeah, no, it's like, if you want to go find one that has a shop that sells disabled fish, by all means.
Finding Nemo is a joke.
Yeah, yeah.
uh,
I love this show. Its meta jokes are actually so funny.
they are really funny. He also calls his mom. I don't think that was his mom sending him the postcards. I think that was himself sending him the postcards, and he just didn't know it. Um, oh, there's the broom guy. So the broom's in front of my house. Later, Gator. Just
Scotty, the
Donna.
no, the one guy up front of the place,
Oh yeah, screw that
JB or
guy.
whatever.
Yeah,
Scotty, it's
Steven.
Steven.
So there's also a scene where Arthur appears to talk to him. When I think he's in the museum, or is it? Oh no, it's in the apartment when he looks into the bathroom mirror, and then he sees the lady. By the way, imagine just seeing a dude like panicking, and you're just like, "Oh, why'd you not hold the elevator door open, man? Like, come on now." I was having a panic attack,
Yeah,
but it
I also like how she's like, I was like, is this the fifth floor? She's like, yeah, yeah, my friend lives right here. It's like, bro, this guy look like he's gonna try to do anything to you. He looks freaked out of his mind right now.
yeah, yeah. By the way, Khonshu, terrifying. And I also love that scene where just like when Mark randomly or Steven randomly wakes up on the bus and Khonshu's
Yeah,
just middle of the road, just standing
yeah,
there. Oh my god.
just
But
watching him.
I also think that Arthur talked to him because Arthur was trying to say,
Yeah, Arthur was on the bus with him.
well, no, not just that, but Arthur tries to talk to him while he's in his apartment. He tries to say, "Stop, don't do this." I also think he has some type of connection because I'm thinking he's the one.
I have a bold.
Yeah,
What if Arthur was somebody that Khonshu used to live inside?
it's not a bad theory.
Because
And
my thing is like, do you
do you think
think
Arthur resents?
Khonshu, and that's why that's why he has been praising Amet or Amit,
Yeah,
Omelet.
right.
Um, so yeah,
So yeah, this show is really weird, man. I really like it though because it's so different and it's also really well put together. By the way, Oscar Isaac, fantastic.
yes, I'm so happy he's getting amazing treatment from Disney now. Have you seen
Like,
that? Have you seen the ad being like the 5 best things for Moonknight, or 5 reasons why you should watch Moon Knight? It's like
yes,
Oscar
Oscar
Isaac,
Isaac.
Oscar Isaac, Oscar Isaac.
Um, I really think last year, obviously, it was Florence Pugh that became the rising star in the MCU. Obviously, Oscar Isaac, established, fantastic actor, but I think he's the next RDJ.
No,
You don't think so?
no. You got to think. Like Robert Downey Jr. was a big pivotal figure of the Marvel Cinematic Universe.
But I think Oscar plays his role.
But now
Like
here's the thing.
he is literally Moon Knight.
But to that same vein, I don't think it's a case where it's RDJ. I could not picture anybody else playing MCU Tony Stark, like main timeline Tony Stark. But I could see other people playing Stephen Grant and Mark Spector. I could see other people doing it.
I guess I get that point, but I think more generally, I was just saying like he's the next big thing.
No.
You don't think so? I thought he really.
We're definitely moving to Elizabeth Olsen taking that role, which I wouldn't be too big a thing about. I would
No,
rather, yes,
no. I'm sorry, no.
yeah. They are moving so much towards Scarlet Witch.
Well, yeah, obviously, but I'm just saying like new people in the MCU.
Oh, new
New
people.
like Florence Pugh last year, we agreed was the rising
Kate
star of the year.
Bishop.
Haley Steinfeld, great, beautiful, great actress. No,
Yeah, yeah. Even though he's not new, Benedict Cumberbatch, Tom Holland, Toby Maguire.
Toby Maguire. By the way, that's so we'll talk about that in a minute. We'll touch on it a little bit because I'm
It'll
going
be
to see
Matt.
Morbius. I'm going to see Morbius Friday. It's only 4 people
Yeah.
in my theater.
Yikes! Oh my god, did you see they're bringing it to Disney Plus and Netflix?
Really? When?
I don't remember. I remember seeing. I remember seeing somebody talking about it on TikTok that this stuff is coming to Disney Plus.
But
Oh, it'll be there. Oh, oh, it looks like all the Sony stuff is coming around September and October of this year.
but it
Spider Man,
confirms
Spider Man,
it
Spider.
confirms
Oh,
something weird. I think
hold on,
one of
hold
the
on.
post-credit scenes that's really
Um,
concerning.
Sony. Hold on, I'm trying to read something.
But yeah, I guess my
Oh,
final thoughts on Moon Knight, really solid introduction to this world. I thought it was probably the best introduction to a villain in Arthur Harrow. Uh, I like Ethan Hawke. Really compelling, really interesting. I am just as much interested in his story as I am Moon Knight. Oscar Isaac, obviously, star, stole the show. I really love the Stephen Grant personality. I thought it was great. I'm more excited to see the Mark Spector side. I think we'll get more and more as we get deeper into the show. And then I think probably, Alex, by episode 4, we'll get Moon Knight's origins and we'll focus heavily on Moon Knight. And then I think by the end, all of the personalities will be morphed together and Mark will be able to change whenever, and it will be a seamless thing almost. And I also
yeah,
really appreciate the symmetry of mirrors, or the imagery of mirrors, I should say. The
yeah,
mirrors really creepy, really worked for me. Um, and I also loved the last shot. I didn't even need it to be a
yeah,
good episode, but the last shot, it was obviously the first thing we saw of Moon Knight. If you remember, Alex and I, probably around the summertime, we talked about the pre CGI shot in that
yes.
bathroom. Uh, so it was really nice to finally see that come to fruition.
I
Besides that, yeah.
just looked it up, the Morbius thing. A bunch of sources are saying that Morbius, we're expecting to see Morbius come to Netflix in sometime between August and November of 2022.
Hmm.
And where'd this thing about Disney Plus? This means that we can expect Morbius to arrive on Disney Plus in the United States somewhere between February and May of 2023.
Okay.
So, and it's also looking like this is only 2022 projects and up. So, sorry, Spider Man.
Okay.
Which also did have we talked about where Spider Man No Way Home is going on its streaming?
Stars?
Stars. Who the fuck buys stars?
I don't have it. Uh,
Well,
but
if
Alex,
you,
you got
I was gonna say, if you have Disney Plus overseas or in other state or other countries, you have stars as a part of your subscription. Lucky bastards.
yeah, but give your final thoughts on this episode of Moon Knight.
This is definitely the series that I'm the most excited for, like coming off its premiere. So high hopes right now. Not expecting too much, but high hopes. But I'm not expecting my hopes to come fulfilled.
Like, do you mean like high hopes, like in the sense of expanding the MCU for it, or
No,
like?
just high hopes as in the show's gonna be good.
Okay,
Because again, this is the most disconnected MCU project to date.
that's a good thing.
So yes, it's good. There's gonna be no Captain America flying around. There's gonna be no Iron Man, hopefully. There's gonna be no Spider Man, no Kingpin, no shit like that. I think if we're gonna get any connectivity, it'll be in a post credit scene on episode 6.
With Blade.
Blade or with uh
Dane
Dane
Whitman.
Whitman.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, they all live
Dane
within like
Whitman.
3 blocks of each other. So,
Yeah.
um, really funny now that London's the new New York of the MCU. But,
Yes. Literally though, it is. Like,
um, yeah. Yeah, I really loved it. I gave it an 8.5. You gave it a 7.
yeah, probably
I give it
7.5.
8.25. 8.25. You give it a 7. So yeah, that's it for our Moon Knight episode 1 review. Alex, as always, it's time for question of the week. I'll let you go first.
Oh boy, hold on. Sending a snap to someone right now. Question of the week, Drew. With the amazing and totally not repeating drama of Ezra Miller,
Hmm.
what do you think is the future of the Flash movie and the Snyderverse?
Okay, so the Snyderverse is done. That's kind of been established.
R.I.P. Snyderverse.
I like what Snyder was going for, but it's not going to happen. I will, however, say that Ben Affleck's Batman does survive this most recent cut of the Flash. He doesn't die. That's different than what they had in the original movie. They're still doing some reshoots on it. I believe. Okay, so my thing is like, kind of have to have this movie now, right? So like, I think you kind of have to have Ezra as the Flash. But I think
Sorry.
Warner Brothers should be done. Should be done with him. Yeah,
Yes.
he's had
Stop bringing him
two or
back.
three of these incidents. He's very it appears to be mentally unstable. Just from I don't know. I don't want to
Yeah.
speculate on that, but just from my point of view, it just doesn't seem
Yeah. Well, to me, it's
mentally
a
right there, and maybe he needs some mental help. I'm not so sure about that, but his behavior is
it's bad.
terrible, and
Yeah.
it's bad.
To me, it's this. It lays even more to the cadence that Grant Gustin was robbed of being the Flash of the DCEU.
Yeah, I mean, I get that for sure. Um, but if you're gonna hire somebody like Ezra Miller, and I don't mind that hiring somebody like Ezra Miller, they want something new. They didn't want Grant Gustin, right? They want to separate those two characters. Um, but we're at the point now where like he's done worse stuff than Gina Carano. It's like Gina
Yeah.
got fired for what she did. Like, if that's the line, he's definitely crossed that line multiple
I
times.
mean, yeah, physically assaulted a woman. I mean, like, verbally assaulted a few people.
Wasn't she like singing karaoke or something like that?
Yeah,
And he got pissed.
she was singing karaoke, and then he started like fucking threatening her. And then
Is this
apparently,
different than the incident that happened a couple months ago where he was arrested already? This is a
yeah,
totally different one. Okay, yeah,
different. This
he's got to
happened
be
the other
done.
day.
Yeah, I know this one happened the other day, but I know there was the one a couple. Yeah, he's got to be done.
So,
And then a Hawaii couple just press
mhm.
charges, I believe I saw. Yeah, he's got to be
No,
done.
they got restraining orders against him.
Yeah, he's got to be done.
He's
Like, I don't
done.
see.
And then again, not even to mention about the fucking shit he said to the KKK. Like,
Sure, yeah, KKK is an awful group, but it's like it's really bizarre behavior.
yeah, to like threaten them like that.
Yeah, I think he's got to be done. I think we agree
Yeah,
on that.
yes, like there's no way they bring him back. If they bring him back, bro, I'm fucking done supporting Warner Brothers. Like
Yeah, it's a really.
you can't keep working with these controversial figures like this. Like it's a thing that's
It's not
like with
even a controversial figure. It seems like he's just a bad person at this point
yeah.
who needs help. Probably, generally needs help.
Yeah, it's a thing like with me though. I'm just like I'm surprised he didn't get fucking fired after the first thing that he did when he tackled or when he dropped that girl to the ground.
Yeah, especially now that he works with a lot of, especially in the DC, he works with a lot of women. I mean, he's obviously working with the new
Supergirl.
Supergirl. Obviously, has worked with Gal Gadot as Wonder Woman.
Yeah,
So yeah, sure, he might be talented as the Flash, but no, just no.
talented.
I said sure, maybe. We really haven't seen him with his own solo project yet. So yeah, done. Don't need it.
Don't bring him back. Don't bring
Don't
him
need it.
back.
Just like at the point,
Recast at that point.
like if we're gonna fire, if the line is firing people for controversial tweets, which I don't think people should be fired for personally, because that you could find literally anything about anyone
Yeah.
that way. Unless it's something obviously egregious, where like there's a general consensus. Um, he's literally physically assaulted people, and he's not fired.
Verbally assaulted also.
Verbally assaulted too, because they were singing karaoke. They were too loud for him. Yeah,
in a
he's just got to
in
be
a
done, man. He's
yeah.
just got to be done.
He's
I
got to be.
think
There's you just can't bring him back after that. You
I think
can't.
his movie should still come because you can't like change that now.
That movie comes out June or July of next year.
So you're gonna reshoot the whole entire movie with a new Flash? Do you think
Yeah.
Affleck would come back with? No, Ben wouldn't come back, so you need to change that.
Why? Why wouldn't he come back? The paycheck's good
Because
enough.
he's
Anybody would.
done. He's done with the character. He just wanted to shoot his stuff with the Flash. And he was done.
Well, even then, like he doesn't. Why would it matter if Ezra got kicked off the project or not?
So you're saying okay, if you were to fire Ezra today, would the stipulation be that he's not the Flash in this Flash movie?
No, it's just a recast. Same Flash from
Okay,
Justice League. It's just a different person's playing him
different
now.
version, but when this movie comes out next, what is it, June or July? Not this June, but next June
No,
or
yeah,
July. Would it be Ezra Miller playing him, playing the Flash?
no, it would be
I
someone
Alex, that
else.
couldn't work. That they would have to delay the movie again.
Do it. The movie's already going to be shit, so it's like, who
Okay.
cares?
Okay.
Do,
All right. At
give
least
us
you're being honest. At
give
least you're
us the
being honest.
movie effect at this point. Like, look, people's
At least-
expectations for this movie are already super low, especially after the news of what the movie's gonna do to the DCEU. So who cares at this point? Like, if
Right.
I'm being honest, if I'm Warner Bros, I know this might not be the smartest business decision. I'd fucking cancel the movie. It's too early in the DCEU story to do Flashpoint. Flashpoint should be done around the time that they're at the end game time point of their story.
Yeah, but it just my thing is that this will kind of be it for me. Is just like, yeah, he should be fired, but also Warner Brothers realizes like they're in a kind of a mess if they have to delay that movie again.
Look, here's my thing.
And it's terrible that business takes priority over something like that. It's the way the world works sometimes, especially with rich and famous people. It's terrible that the
Here's
world
my thing.
works like that.
If you want to know where I stand at this, if they do not either recast Barry or recast Ezra, I'm not going to see the movie.
Yeah, I get that for sure.
Not gonna support.
I
that
probably
movie.
wasn't gonna see it because of how bad it was, but yeah,
No.
for the
I don't
the
care
standpoint.
I don't care if it gets the reviews of like fucking Spider-Man No Way Home or Shang-Chi. Nope, don't care. Won't see it because I'm not gonna show support to a movie like that.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, just
I'll do what I'm doing for Morbius and I'll read the reviews.
yeah, I get that. All right, let's now move into our second topic. Alex, obviously, last Thursday we got a nice little tidbit, a nice little nugget from Matt Reeves, the director of, in my opinion, the best Batman film. We got a nice little Easter egg until one of Batman's future villains for this franchise, seemingly, and probably the second most popular villain in cinema besides Vader, the Joker.
The Joker, played by
played-
Barry Keoghan.
It's Keown. That's how you pronounce it.
Yeah, I found out. Keoghan.
I was pronouncing Keegan.
Yeah, that's not right. Don't worry, I was too.
Wow. Okay. Alex, you got thoughts on that deleted scene?
It was good. I'm happy it wasn't in the movie.
Yeah, I totally agree because that's the only thing people would have talked about.
Yeah. It was a good scene. Thank God it wasn't in the movie. It would have just felt out of place. How do you put the most secondary, like iconic villain name of all time in a fucking one-off 7-minute scene?
Right, that would have felt. I don't even know, like, if I had the context of where it would have been in the movie, maybe it would have made more sense. But like, I was trying to think, where would this have fit in?
Yeah, and also, why would he have been going for Batman in his first year? That's a little early for Joker.
Right. So Matt Reeves has talked about his version of the Joker. So this version, I really like this interpretation. Obviously, with Bale's Joker, it was kind of left up in the air. Like how Heath Ledger's Joker became the Joker. Obviously, with Joaquin Phoenix, crazy man killed a couple people in the subway. Uh, very much us against them. Very much him against the Gotham elites. He leads, the uprising that ultimately kills Thomas and Martha Wayne in his universe. And then with Jared Leto, um, obviously killed Robin, kind of left up in the air there too. He's in Arkham Asylum, I believe. I don't know because the DCEU's a mess. Uh, because he killed the Robin. Um, so yeah, basically that's I do like Reeves's interpretation. He's just always been like that. He's got the genetic disorder where he's just smiling all the time. And people were saying he was in an acid pit. Reeves said
Yeah.
that's not his interpretation. He's just that's the way he was born. He was born like that. And I really like this interpretation. I really do. It felt like Matt Reeves' universe. It felt so weird and off-putting that it worked, right?
Yeah.
Because the Riddler is a little bit different in his is a straight up serial killer.
Yeah.
With other interpretations of the Batman, he's got more of a brighter green, like he's
Yeah.
an actual Riddler.
His
Uh,
green is like the green of your walls green.
right, yeah.
But no, in this he's like, if you are justice, please do not lie.
What is the price for your
Yeah.
Um, but yeah,
Drew.
I really love the look of Barry
Keon.
Keown as the Joker. He's not the Joker yet, but he is going to be the Joker.
Yeah.
He's already got the laugh down. Got the hyena laugh.
Drew. What does somebody wait, no, that's not no, don't for just I didn't say I didn't say anything, okay? Just forget
Okay.
I said anything. I'll try to remember it later.
But Alex, what do you think about the look?
Dude, it looks badass. I love
Terrifying.
I love Matt Reeves like his interpretation of the Batverse. Like
Yeah.
I love how dirty and grimy it all feels, and I thought Joker my chair's fucking squeaking loud. Um, I loved his interpretation of it all. Again, happy it wasn't in the movie. Um, but
How's he gonna pull Harley Quinn?
dude, I don't know. He's gonna have that girl naked. I bet. Like at this point, who knows? Who fucking knows?
Is Harley Quinn a blobfish in this universe? Because I don't know how that.
I don't know.
Maybe he has a glow up, man. Maybe that makeup he has a glow up.
Let's just hope he doesn't glow up into what Jared Leto's Joker looked like.
Oh god, jeez.
Poor Jared Leto, bro. Every hero he touches does not do good.
Yeah, bro. The guy won the worst performance award for his performance in House of Gucci. Morbius comes out this week, and he's in the worst DC movie.
You know what? Like, it's so bad. Poor guy. But like, that's honestly why I'm like not too upset that Morbius is doing bad because at least it's Jared Leto taking the fall for it and not someone else.
Yeah, but what significance do you think this scene has, if any? I don't really think it has much.
None. I mean, people have been pointing out that he took the paperclip.
Correct.
So who knows? Maybe he fucking stabbed someone to death.
I don't think he's. I don't know why people say that. I think it's just a way for him to get out. I don't know how do you stab someone with a paper, like kill them, stab.
Through the eye.
Right, but like how I know it's like that's no. If somebody dies from
Drew.
paperclip, that's stupid.
Drew. Do you want to see a magic trick? And do you want me to? And you know what that magic trick is going to be? It's going to be sticking a pencil through your hand like Heath Ledger's Joker did.
Right, but that's a pencil.
Through the hand. The man was unconscious after.
Yeah, because he got a pencil through his hand. Listen, I understand how you could kill somebody with a paperclip. I get it, but it's a little goofy to me.
Of course it's Goofy. It's the Joker.
Christ.
Look,
Um,
Batman wins because he's the Batman. Everything with the Joker that's Goofy makes sense because it's the Joker.
yeah, sure, sure. I just used a paperclip to get out, and then
What is he gonna do? Scratch his way out?
yeah,
He's gonna be at that forever.
or he has multiple paperclips.
Maybe. Um, I do want to say, like, how long do you think they've been talking for?
Like, how long have they known each other?
No, like, how long has Bruce been going to him about information about villains?
I think this is his first time.
Because he's like, I thought you'd find this interesting. Why would he?
I th-
Why would
I
he find it
think they've
interesting if
had
it was the first
multiple
time?
interactions, but I think it's the first time that he's gone to him about a villain.
Maybe.
Do you think they've had multiple interactions about a villain?
Kind of just from how the dialogue set up, I was like, I thought you'd find this interesting. It's like I wouldn't tell you that. I think you'd find something interesting based off of one interaction with you.
You want them to
Yeah. Again, I like how he's also like, I know you secretly like this.
Yes, yeah. Yeah, it was really good. It was really well done.
Yeah. He
We
gives
didn't get
me
a full
oh
look at it too, which I really appreciate. It's
always
like,
out of focus,
yeah.
just barely too at some points. He gives me Prometheus from Arrow season 5 vibes.
Now, have you ever played the Arkham games?
Yeah, I'm playing them right now because I have to play
Reminds me a
them because
lot of Arkham Joker.
yes, yeah, he's well, I have to play the games right now because Gotham Knights comes out in October,
Hmm.
and so I need to catch up on those games. But yeah, I love Joker in
Every
those games.
every Joker with the bad hairline,
Yeah.
always good.
Yep.
Um,
You know
yeah,
what's
bro. Like, what
underrated
happened to
Joker
him,
though?
man? Why is his hair like that?
Who knows? Maybe it's a fashion style.
Maybe he got burned when
I,
the Batman he had his last encounter with him. But then again, Reeves said he looks like that. Maybe it was just a smile he was talking about, and I misinterpreted it. I probably did. I think it was just a smile, but I
I don't
think he was burned
know. What's it called? A very underrated Joker is Cameron Monaghan's Joker.
from Gotham.
Yeah, I watched a lot of scenes with him. He's really good.
Yeah. Uh, also Cal Kestis.
Yes, who we could see in Kenobi.
Maybe I doubt it. But
Fan speculation. Fan speculation. Timeline matches up.
so when do you think we see Barry Keoghan again?
The Batman too,
Is the
but not as
Joker?
the main
Yeah.
villain. But not as the main villain.
Do you think we kind of get a
Sinister
Batman Begins type
Six.
of thing?
Sinister Six.
At the end of Batman Begins, when Commissioner Gordon hands Bale's Batman a Joker card, do you kind of think we get something like that at the end of the Batman sequel? But it's like uh, Bruce finding out that he broke out of Arkham.
Maybe.
I think that would
Uh,
be cool.
I do
But
have a
I think
question.
actually, I don't mean to cut you off. The next time we see him is the Arkham Asylum show.
Yeah. Oh yeah. If it comes out before the Batman sequel, then yeah.
Because I think that's when we get his big development
Let me
into the Joker.
let me ask you this, okay? What do you think the Batman sequel is going to be titled? Do you think it's just going to be the Batman 2?
I kind of wouldn't mind it to be that.
What if it's the Batman?
The.
Yeah, and then the final in the trilogy is the Batman.
No, the
Or
Batman
maybe it
2.
goes the Batman or no, it goes the Batman.
I like what people also said with like, instead of having those posters in red, have them in blue.
For Freeze.
This time, well, yeah, maybe. I don't know, but like for a villain, I'm on Team Court of Owls, obviously.
Boom, boom, boom.
I don't know. What team are you on for villain? I mean, who do you want to be a villain? The
Anyone
Batman.
but Joker.
Anyone. I want the Corvallis.
No, I want him to be the Palpatine of this Batverse.
The Joker
Yeah, just like stir.
pulling the strings. I think him and the Riddler will be pulling the strings for like
Yeah,
a little bit.
that's no. I think they're going to go down the route of that storyline that they had in the
Jokes
comics.
versus riddles.
Yeah,
Yeah, I think they're friends, and then they try to take over the city from each
and then
other.
Batman's just confused as fuck as to why they're fighting.
Yeah, I could imagine Pat's like, "What the fuck is going on? What is happening?"
What happened?
He still can't fly. He's still trying to use that glider and bumps and everything.
Yeah. I actually really liked, I'm sorry, but like that is one of my favorite things about the Batman is the show that he's not some perfect like hero. He does
Right.
like he like almost fucking like killed himself doing that little stunt.
Right. Yeah.
Could you imagine just the movie ended right there? Just he died from that?
Yeah, but overall, man, I really love the scene. I really love this interpretation of Joker. I always love stuff that's new and unique, and this felt it. This felt
Yeah.
very much Matt Reeves. Alex, got any final thoughts on it before we move into our next topic?
No, sir.
So I kind of want to briefly touch on the fact that we will not be reviewing Morbius. I didn't mention that.
What? You don't want to review Morbius?
I don't think Alex is going to be going, so I don't think that's going to work.
No,
I might
I'm
put a little
not.
something up. I might make a little TikTok and then post it on the.
Oh my god, he's gonna tell us all how it's his favorite movie.
Right, I'm gonna lie.
Guys,
but yeah, the post-credit scenes. Alex,
look.
You want me to tell you? Let me
Yes,
tell you.
Vulture's coming. Look, he's gonna be like this. It's a great movie, guys. It's a great movie. It was the greatest Sonyverse movie ever. I am not reading this off a script, by the way. I'm okay. It was amazing.
But I gotta ask you first. How bizarre is it that the director and the studio itself was spoiling their own movie? How bizarre is that?
It's not bizarre because it's a bad movie, so they didn't care.
But there's been quite a few bad movies, but I've never seen that. That's bizarre.
It is. I mean, look. Okay. At this point, like, nobody gave a shit about Morbius. Oh no, they're gonna spoil it for like the 10 people going to watch it.
The movie is, to be fair, projected to make anywhere from 50 to 60 million.
Do you say 50 to 60 or 15?
50 to 60.
Oh.
50 to 60.
It's gonna make 15.
That puts her better than the Suicide Squad. Better than
Really?
Right?
15?
Yeah. 50.
Oh, it's not. Look, it's not gonna do better than the Suicide Squad.
I actually agree that's gonna make less than 50 or 60 million, just based off of that's just basing it looking off of my theater and looking at other theaters. You know what they're still predominantly promoting? The Batman.
Oh, I was the Spider-Man No Way Home, but
nah, it's the Batman. They're still predominantly like. There's only like I'll check right now what my theater's at.
yeah. I'm gonna pull up my theater right now.
Wow, they're still playing No Way Home in my theater? What?
Yes. When I went to go see the Batman, there was only like 6 screenings for it. The rest were No Way Home. Oh no, there was 2 Uncharted.
Really?
Yep.
Okay, there is.
All right, when does the movie come
still
out?
6
Friday?
people for. I am going Friday at 7:20 p.m.
All right, look,
There's still
I'm going,
6 people.
I'm gonna go to. I'm gonna use my theater. Okay. Their busiest time is at 5 o'clock. There is no seats purchased.
6:30 show, no seats purchased on Friday. Now I want to look at the Batman. The Batman's supposed
440.
The Batman at 6:50.
None.
The Batman at 6:50 only has 2 seats bought. Wow, really? The hell?
Here, let me go check the Batman for me.
At 8:45, it has nothing. Wow. So like, is nobody going to my movie theater then? Does Uncharted have more?
I'm gonna go to the Batman. I'm gonna go down to Friday.
9 o'clock, 2 people.
Oh, look at this. This starts 10 minutes after Morbius, after their most crowded shows.
Yeah.
Oh, it has nobody in it, and it's a small theater. Oh,
Well, the
how about?
Batman's also when it's like fourth or fifth
Oh
weekend.
no, there is a screening of the Batman that has 6 seats purchased versus Morbius that has 0.
But we also have to remember the Batman's in its fifth weekend, almost fourth weekend. So most people have already wanted to see it, have seen it. But
Oh
Morbius
yeah,
is in its first weekend.
yeah.
It's in trouble. Okay, there were 6 people in my theater for a 7:20 show. Usually, when I buy these tickets, there's at least a good amount of seats filled up. Maybe about a quarter to a half are filled up.
Oh man, nobody. They're not showing Spider-Man: No Way Home.
But there's 6 for a 7:20 show for a comic book movie. That's not good.
All right, I'm
And
gonna go look at another theater I go to.
it's really weird to me that their marketing strategy was like, oh shit, you remember Michael Keaton? You remember the Vulture? Yeah, I remember him from Homecoming. Yeah, he's in the movie, man. Remember Venom? Yeah, it's in the same universe as that. Wouldn't that make people less inclined to go see it if you
Yeah.
just told people like, oh,
All right,
Vulture's in it?
pick a time: 4:45 or 4:15.
4:45.
Those are this theater's most packed times.
Okay.
One seat,
Go to
one
4:15.
ticket.
Let me check. Let me
Let's do
check tomorrow
5:15.
for its early screenings. I checked Friday. I didn't check Thursday.
5:15 has 6 people with their tickets purchased. Let's see.
For
Let's see
Morbius is 7 p.m. show tomorrow. For
Mm.
it's got quite a few actually. By quite a few, I mean
Mobius and Mobius.
Morbius. It's got 12.
Let's see. Let's see. Are they still showing Spider-Man? This theater shows stuff from fucking ever ago. Oh
got
no, they're
12.
done showing Spider-Man. Let's see Batman.
12 seats.
Let's see. We're gonna go to the Batman on
For 7 p.m.
Friday.
on the opening
Now,
day. So
granted,
that's
we
not
have
good.
to also take into account most people, if they're gonna go see the Batman on a day, they're probably just gonna buy tickets up front
Correct.
versus
Correct.
doing it ahead of time. So it's a little harder. But even then, at the 5:40 showing for the Batman, at the same time, basically during the Morbius thing, there are 13 tickets purchased. So one showing has more than 2 showings
Oh my god.
for
Rotten
Morbius.
Tomatoes reviews have tomato meter has opened up for Morbius.
And let's see, it is
Oh my god, it's at a 15%. I'm not even kidding you.
No,
It
you're
has
joking.
it's
Oh my god,
16%.
16% now.
It has 45 reviews. It has a 16%. And my brother was so excited to see this. I feel so bad.
Yeah, my
This is
friend
sad.
who I play with all the time on PlayStation, he's like, "Yeah, bro, Morbius is one of my most anticipated films this year." I'm just like, maybe we shouldn't anticipate it that much. Maybe we shouldn't do that. Poor Matt Smith, dude. Poor Matt Smith.
This is terrible. This is sad.
But you know what's funny is that
I
like
want to go see it. I want to see a bad movie. I haven't seen like a really bad comic book movie in a theater yet, and I just want to experience that. I need to get that out of the way. That's why I'm going at this point now.
you didn't watch Captain Marvel in theaters?
Nah.
What was your
I
first
wasn't
comic
really
book
on the
movie?
MCU train until WandaVision. I
Oh,
saw
man.
Infinity War and stuff in theaters. I was like, oh, I don't know what's happening right now, but
I forgot. What did Venom Let There Be Carnage get?
like a 50?
58% from critics.
I mean, I enjoyed it. It has its like. I mean, we reviewed it. We enjoyed it
Yeah.
as a film, but like not from like a standpoint of like
Jesus.
sophisticated.
How does it feel that Resistance has a higher Star Wars Resistance has a 92% versus Morbius's 4 or what is it 15, 16?
That's terrible. That's terrible.
Do you want to know what has a higher score? The Bad Batch has an 88%. Yikes. They must have drugged whoever watched that. Do you want to know that what has a higher score than Morbius? The Star Wars: The Clone Wars 2008 movie.
What does that have?
Take a guess.
I think it's is it like a 37?
18%.
Oh my god! If Morbius is as bad as that, oh my god!
Jesus. Can you guess what movie and by how much as a better critic review than Morbius? The
It might be
Rise
the
of
worst.
Skywalker.
Yeah, by quite a lot, by about 40% almost.
It's at 52%. But can you
Little
guess what
under
has even higher than Morbius? The Last Jedi.
Jedi.
Can you guess what The Last Jedi's at?
For a
No.
critic score, a critic score is a 93, right? Or 91?
91.
They were
Ooh.
high when they did that.
The
Sorry.
audience score for The Rise of Skywalker is an 86%. I would like to know what audience.
Whoa! What?
I would like to
What?
know what audiences were watching that movie. I'm sorry, as a sequel fan, that movie's not that good.
Listen,
Like
The Last Jedi, both of those scores, the people were high. The critics were high, and then the people were high. Because
What was
the
The
audience
Force
score.
Awakens? Okay, The Force Awakens is a critic of 93 and an audience of 85. You're trying to tell me the audience is 2%?
Equally liked almost The Rise and The Force Awakens. That's so bad.
Still, one of my most surprising things of all time is Revenge of the Sith. Has a 66% audience score.
That doesn't surprise me.
It doesn't either. I honestly think that is a very accurate representation of how that movie's liked.
Yeah, for some people, they really love it, but for like most of the general people, it's like it's.
I honestly think the audience scores of both The Last Jedi and Revenge of the Sith from Rotten Tomatoes are accurate to the general fandom of people who like it.
Wait, are you saying The Last Jedi is like 50? What is it? What is the audience for The Last?
41%.
Really? You think that's accurate?
Yeah. I mean, even then, you take what? Making me pump up some math. I love math. This is my favorite thing to do. Hold on. Let's, how much is, oh my God, really? Come on, Google. How much is an average movie ticket? Like, what would you say, $12?
$12.
And let's say 1 million people saw, 10, 100,000, 10,000, 100,000, million. Let's say 1 million people saw.
Is this gonna be the worst rated comic book movie of all? It's at a 15%. Oh my god, this actually might be the worst rated comic book movie of all time. Like I'm not even joking. It might actually be.
So what is that? 12, 100,000, 10,000, 100,000.
How do you make a movie that bad?
Million.
How do you make a movie with 16%?
Times 0.66. I mean, yeah, I could see out of 12 million people, I could see only 100,000, 10,000, 100,000, million. I could see out of 12 million people, I could see 7 or about 8 million people loving or liking Revenge of the Sith. And I could also see on the flip side of that, like only like 6 million people liking The Last Jedi out of the 12 million.
That's fair. That's fair for sure. I get that.
Or well, 5 million out of 12, since we can adjust that. I'm trying to think, what is a movie? Oh, I'm gonna see if, what was it called? Let me see if Electra is gonna be is lower. It is. It is lower. It's 11%.
All right, but to get off of this now, because I kind of want to get off of this. I don't want to talk about Morbius anymore. Kind of sad now. That you were right.
It's funny.
Let's wrap this show up with a little bit of a conversation about a new project that is seemingly in the works at Marvel Studios. This comes to us from Deadline. Marvel developing a Nova project with Moonknight scribe Sabir Perzada. Richard Rider, aka Nova, looks to be joining the Marvel Cinematic Universe. As sources tell Deadline, the Marvel is developing a Nova project with the Moon Knight scribe Sabir on board to write. It's unknown whether this will be developed as a feature film or a limited series for Disney Plus. As always, Marvel Studios president Kevin Feige will produce. Obviously, first appeared in '96 as part of the Nova Corps. Um, yeah, that's basically it. So, Alex, what do you think about a Nova project? Obviously, it's been rumored for a long time that they were going to
So
bring in Nova.
excited. So excited. We love Nova in this household.
We do. So, one of the first things that came to my head and I saw on Twitter was the idea that the show would show Nova getting its powers after Thanos invades
Zenda.
Xandar. And I think how the show would open and how I would want it to open is with Thanos getting the Power Stone, because we've never seen that. I would really want to see that and kind of give us the origin of Richard Rider. Now, I also think that James Gunn has talked about introducing characters in Guardians 3 and in the holiday special. Do you think, Alex, that the first time we see Nova is in one of those two projects?
Maybe. I mean, because we also have to think which Nova are we going to see? Are we going to see Samuel Alexander or are we going to see Richard Rider?
Now, there was a recent rumor, I don't remember who wrote it, talk about that it might be both. Richard Rider might be the Cosmic, and the other one's Samuel or Steven
Samuel
Alexander.
Alexander.
Samuel Alexander is going to be like the Earth one.
Maybe.
That's going to tell. Jesus, you all right?
Sorry, just like lost 4 years of my life right there. Or
Oh
I'm back
my
to being 13.
God.
Maybe.
Um.
Jesus.
Yeah, I think it's. I think it will just focus on one. I think it probably focus on Richard's the more popular one, right?
I don't know. I'm looking at my Marvel characters poster right now, and I see
Yeah.
Samuel Alexander's Nova.
Okay.
Not that one. The one next to it.
Um. So, and my second follow up to that would be: so you're not sure. You're not sure about the Guardians thing. Do you think? I mean, that would make sense.
Yeah, I would expect him to be a team to be in, like probably not the holiday special, but Volume 3.
Because obviously that's gonna be the last time the Guardians are gonna be together, right? But I assume that there'll be another Guardians team, if you know what I'm saying. But it'd be a different thing.
Amen. Because look,
The
I
Annihilators,
I have
as they're
made
called.
I have made because look, I'm sorry. As much as I would want it to happen, it's never going to happen. They're not going to do Young Avengers. It's too late for that. If they were going to do Young Avengers, they had to do it when Iron Man and all of them were alive, and well, Iron Man's dead. So I think what they're going to do instead is a young Guardians of the Galaxy. And I think we could see Wiccan, we could see Hulkling, we could see Samuel Alexander take over, go with Star Lord as the Guardians of the Galaxy.
I was thinking that they were gonna put together the.
But I think a better name is they should just start going by the Asgardians of the Galaxy, because Wiccan's old call sign was Asgardian.
Really?
Yeah, that his nickname, he had the nickname of Baby Thor. So because I've told you about Wiccan's powers. I mean, he's gonna get uber nerfed when they bring him into the MCU, which I'm so sad about.
So okay, that's the Annihilators would have made sense then, because they're made up of Banner Ray Bill, Silver Surfer, Icon, and Gladiator. Okay, never mind. That wouldn't work. Um, that's. I'm pretty sure. I thought Adam Warlock was on the team. Nope, never mind. Okay, I was just
in the game he joins them. Well,
the Guardians or the Annihilators.
the Guardians. Well, it's weird. he joins the Guardians in the games. I'm not going to spoil his coming of
Yeah.
them, but he joins you in he joins the Guardians in the end.
So what I think could happen is I think either
Mhm.
Samuel Alexander or Richard Rider.
Which one would you want if you could?
I wouldn't care.
Richard, bring Samuel Alexander later.
I wouldn't care. Um, but I think introduced at the end of the Guardians 3 with a whole new team. A team of Peter Quill, Baby Groot, Adam Warlock,
Dude, it's so
Nova.
weird. You know how weird it's going to be to see Adam Warlock not have his connection to the Soul Stone?
Yeah, because that's kind of a big thing with him.
Literally, could you imagine Thanos like without having any connection to the Infinity Stones?
It's kind of a big thing. We'll see how they do it.
I think I think he still has his connection to the Soul Stone because it still exists in the MCU. It's just atomized.
Yeah.
Which, oh my
Uh,
gosh, I've been having this bad dream that they're gonna unatomize the stones and we're just gonna redo the Thanos storyline.
but to get back to the Nova thing, so I think Nova will be introduced at the end of Guardians 3 as part of the new Guardians. And then that will be a segue for Feige and the Marvel team to tell stories like not necessarily about Adam Warlock because we kind of know his origin because we see the cocoon at the end of Guardians 2. So we get
Name him.
Nova's
What should I
uh,
name him? Adam.
we'll get Nova's story, I think. Again, I just want to see Thanos annihilate Xandar
Fuck.
because I feel like it was a missed opportunity in
It's one of those weird things that it's just
Infinity War.
like out of like there was some stuff in Infinity War that didn't need to be seen. I would have rather seen him take over or invade Xandar.
No, I think it's more emotionally impactful, the opening of Infinity War.
Yes,
Uh,
yes, 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 yes. But I think we should have maybe like flashed back.
but from like a cool aspect, the annihilation
Yeah,
of Xandar would have been pretty cool.
yeah.
I think the opening of Infinity War is probably my favorite thing in almost any movie.
No. Almost any Marvel movie?
Yes.
No, the three Spider-Men.
No, openings.
Oh,
Can't think
openings.
of a cold opening any better.
Like, are we talking just like first 20 minutes opening?
Yes, like yeah.
Oh, I don't know if this fits in within the time restraint, but Endgame?
No.
Yes, the sad ending or the sad opening that movie has.
No.
Like, not probably
No.
wouldn't be as sad as like losing Thor or Loki, Heimdall.
Bro, we
Some
lost all the Asgardians and Thor was basically killed within 10 minutes of the
What would you
film.
have done if they killed Thor off in the first 20 minutes of that movie? Would you be
Dude,
mad?
no. I
No,
will
because I think that would have established him as a threat.
I mean, it already did
Yeah,
establish
yeah,
him
yeah,
as a threat
yeah.
because he actually killed Loki, something nobody could
Could have
seemingly
done.
do. Well,
Yeah. Well,
killed Loki. Um, and Heimdall.
and
So,
Heimdall.
so like, yeah.
But guess
Um,
what? He didn't kill Meek or Korg, so he's on my good side. Good job, Thanos.
facts.
He didn't.
So
He didn't snap him away either.
with Nova, I think we'll see him get his powers post. How do you think he gets his powers? How does he get his powers?
They are from the Nova Force. So
Okay. But we don't see them in the Guardians 1. So do you think they're around even then or
what?
the Nova Force?
Yeah. Why not?
Okay, that's
I
fair.
think maybe they were banded after his invasion.
Okay.
They came together after.
Oh, okay. Yep. I see what you're saying. And they come back
Yeah.
and all of them die except Samuel Alexander or Richard Rider.
Yeah.
I get that. Yeah, I am really excited for it. Do you think would you rather it be a movie or a show? I like
A
show
show.
structure. I like
Yeah.
show structures
Because
better.
you can really build up character development through a show over a movie. Like you can do it easily in a movie, but like
Like
you
the
just get
first
more.
episode could be the origin when we see Thanos attack.
Yeah. Bring back Josh Brolin.
I just want to see it because of Thanos. If I'm being honest, I think
Yeah.
Nova's a really cool character, but like Thanos. So,
Thanos is coming.
and I also want to see Thanos fight.
Yeah,
As,
maybe
Richard
maybe like
Rider.
we
That would
see,
be really
yeah,
cool.
but we see him like barely survive.
Yeah, we see Thanos struggle.
Yeah, I could.
Or Richard Rider struggled, depending on how we want to like set that. I feel like it'd make more sense if Richard struggled,
But
because at
then
that,
my thing would be, well, where was this bitch during Endgame?
well, it would make sense if like Thanos almost kills him but doesn't kill him. It's kind of like a Hela and Valkyrie situation, right?
No, because she tried to kill Valkyrie.
Right, but I'm saying Thanos
Maybe
tried to kill him but didn't kill him.
maybe I would say instead like a probably like Thor and Loki Avengers 1 rivalry. No,
No.
because that was more of a like, hey brother, I'm a nice cop. No, I'm not. I'm a baddie. I'm the biggest baddie there is.
Yeah, but basically Thanos thinks he kills everyone, doesn't kill him.
Well, no,
Rider.
because he doesn't kill everyone. He kills only. What the fuck? Hold on, sorry. I just saw something on my phone. He
I
only
thought he
kills.
annihilated the whole planet.
No, he just invaded. He just invaded, took the stone, and left. Because it's
But he kills half
described.
the population.
He kills. Yes, he kills half the population. But the people of this planet. But everyone.
And then he snapped and killed the other half.
Which, if you think about it, doesn't make any sense. How does that make sense to him? Where he's like, I'm going to invade planets, kill half the people, and then I'm going to snap the other half away. Also, could you imagine, like, what do you do if you're Thanos and you try to snap half the population away and it doesn't work?
Nah, I don't know. I don't know. All right, but that's gonna do it for our discussion about the Rumor Nova project,
Nova.
written
Nova.
by the Deadline, or Deadline. Uh,
The deadline.
that's gonna do it for the show. I'm exhausted. I'm tired.
Yeah, I
Uh,
can feel it.
so as always, thank you for watching. We appreciate it. We'll be back next week. Hopefully, Alex and I watch the episode together. Maybe,
Yeah.
maybe not.
That's on you.
Yeah, it's on me. Um, as always, may the force be with you, and may you stay burdened with glorious purpose.
Later,
And
Gators.
later, Gators. Peace out, everyone.